Simulate 5-1, turn right, heading 180. Order 14 Papa, turn right 245, report localizer established.
Hey everyone, welcome back to DJ's Aviation. Comac are an emerging Chinese plane maker founded some 10 years ago. The plane maker, which is known for its single-aisle C919, set for introduction with China Eastern in 2021, and most recently its CR929, a twin-engined long-range aircraft set for introduction in 2023, is currently eyeing its very own NMA, or New Middle of the Market airplane. At this stage, it's dubbed the V1 Plus, and is Comac's new study aircraft, which did successfully perform its first flight. The decision to study an NMA comes as the plane maker notices a gap between their C919 and future CR929. The NMA would fit perfectly within the manufacturer's portfolio, and currently Comac is doing everything they can to get the ball rolling on the production of the real-life thing. The V1 Plus departed Shanghai for the very first time only a few days ago. The aircraft is not a full-size aircraft and was built in a 1:10 scale, so it is therefore controlled from the ground. Engineers, shortly after the takeoff was complete, tested a number of features with the demonstrator from the ground via a control board. For instance, various angles, slopes, and also real-life maneuvers were all performed and analysed. It's also important to note that the V1 Plus will likely not be the final look of Comac's NMA. As they mentioned shortly after the test flight, this is a study and allows Comac to play around with various design features to in turn hopefully make their very own NMA stand out among their competition, which is the A321 series and potentially Boeing's NMA if it's ever released. It's important to take into account the potential time of release for Comac's NMA as well. If the ball continues to roll and developments do occur, we're actually looking at an introduction date of around the mid to late 2020s, which according to many is also when Boeing may potentially eye their very own introduction of their NMA, currently dubbed by many to be the 797. If this is the case, Comac will face some pretty fierce competition, and in the lead up will need to make sure their aircraft can compete well, otherwise they will be blown out of the water. How will Comac handle the efficiency of the NMA, as this is a very important feature on aircraft in 2018? Their specific vision is to have this NMA have 4 engines. However, they are actually electric-powered ones, which will allow any customer of the aircraft to be extremely environmentally friendly, while at the same time being efficient. A win-win for both the manufacturer and the airline who chooses to operate it. The plane maker, which is yet to have left a huge mark on the industry in its very short 10 years of operations, currently has 3 aircraft in its portfolio, and is quite obviously looking to increase that number. Comac believe there is a big demand for NMAs, and especially within Asia, which is a market they'll be looking to pounce on. Their location will also act as an advantage over Airbus and Boeing, as they base all their operations essentially out of China, while communicating with other countries nearby for parts and production. So this V1 Plus, while obviously looking very odd, its electric engines will be placed not solely on the wings. In fact, they'll also feature on the tail. There will be 2 located at the rear of the plane, with 2 located on the wings, 1 on each. This design, which has caught the eye of many, is specially designed to reduce overall structural weight and required thrust under the nose of the aircraft. Comac want this NMA to not only be on par with the A321 series and Boeing's NMA, but for it also to compete with them and fight for new customer orders. This is all part of Comac's long-term vision, which is to be one of the leading aircraft manufacturers. Will they achieve this? Potentially, but I still think it's too early to say. However, their intentions do seem to be on point, and their desire and hunger to redefine air travel and produce new aircraft with new features that we haven't seen before does make them ultimately stand out from the crowd. The future of aviation is exciting, and like always, the industry is constantly evolving, making the future, sure, unpredictable, but as I said, exciting. If you have any thoughts on Comac potentially launching their own NMA, don't hesitate to leave them in the comment section below. As I said earlier in the video, I think that their intentions are definitely right and on point, and the way they're going about it is good, but do I see customers ordering this NMA? Potentially, yeah. It just needs to be marketed correctly and have the right features to entice customers to place an order. After all, it doesn't always have to be Airbus and Boeing who are leading the crowd. If another manufacturer can come out with an aircraft which is attractive to airlines, they will order it regardless. So once again, I'd like to thank you very much for tuning into this video of mine. If you did enjoy it, feel free to drop it a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. I do look forward to you all joining me in the next one.
Race all of these broken dreams in flight, and we'll fly.